in those day-to-day, moment-to-moment choices, whether you take the stairs or the elevator is not, it's not a big difference in choice. But let's say that you have hundreds or even thousands of those kinds of choices every day.
Yes.
And each time you stop and question which is the better choice. Now, that's going to bog down your vibration. In other words, that's putting more struggle into your day than you need to do. So stay with us, you're going to like this. So what about, instead of feeling like you have to, in every moment, make the better of two choices, if you would just make a choice, whichever one comes to your mind first, and really, the one that came to your mind first is the one that is the better choice. The longer you belabor it, the more muddied it becomes as you try to put other factors into it. And then you get bogged down because now you missed the elevator. But if you will say to yourself, this is not a life-changing choice, but I'm inclined more this way. But then here's the big thing about this. Then in the early stages of having made that choice, you make your thought process about lining up with that choice completely, so that you stop immediately the contradiction by should I have, should I have, should I have, should I have. Instead, so hear what we're saying. You're actually now letting the myriad of opportunities help you train yourself to be a more decisive person. And the decisiveness is a lining up of energy. In other words, have you ever felt, we know you have, that when you say, well, should I or shouldn't I, there is no moment in time more unpleasant for you than those moments of indecision. Yeah. And it's because it's splitting energy. Where if you'd let these thousands of opportunities in every day be opportunities where you choose one and then you acknowledge what, so let's say you choose going up the stairs, and as you're walking up the stairs you say, the reason I chose walking up the stairs is because my body really, really likes to walk up the stairs. And sometimes my body really, really likes the elevator, but right now my body really, really likes to walk up the stairs. In other words, you're not making the elevator a bad choice, you're just empowering the choice that you made, empowering yourself by lining up with the choice that you made. And what you will begin to discover is you'll start firing in all cylinders pretty soon. Once you do that, you'll start feeling yourself clicking in. And something that you said earlier, we can feel that we're right on the brink of something with all of you. And that is this vibrational escrow that we've been talking about. And you verbalized something that we'd said earlier, but here's the way we want to say it today. So life has caused you to put things into this vibrational escrow. And there it is, and it's pulsing. Now, this isn't a fantasy. This isn't a way we're trying to distract you from the reality that you're living. This is your vibrational life experience, and it could not be more real. And law of attraction is responding to it. And as you talk about the becoming of things that you couldn't even begin to describe, this is law of attraction's answer to everything that you've been asking for, bringing it all together in this wonderful way. And 100% of your effort is figuring out how to get inside that vibrational escrow. Now, as you use this hundreds or thousands of opportunities that come to you that seem like they are mundane in nature, these hundreds or thousands of opportunities that come up every day that seem really not very important, as you use those not very important things as your reason for lining up, you just keep getting in, getting in, getting in, getting in, so that then the things that the universe is delivering to you as your day-to-day choices, instead, you see, so much good stuff. So when you get inside this vibrational escrow on a really regular basis, those choices that you're talking about will be more meaty and meaningful. In other words, they will be choices between fabulous things and more fabulous things. In other words, the difference between the stairs and the elevator, that's a pretty comparable choice. The difference between this magnificent beach house and this magnificent beach house, in other words, you see what we're getting at? Those things that you're asking for, they are all there. And as you just train yourself not to suffer over the choices, but to delight over your ability to make a choice and then to completely put yourself into the choice, even if it was just drinking water instead of Pepsi or Coca-Cola instead of beer. In other words, it doesn't matter what choice you make. Revel in the choice and line up with it completely and give yourself over to it completely, and you will ready yourself for getting inside this vibrational escrow, because life will never cease to be a myriad of choices. It's just that the plethora of choices get better and better and better and better and better.
So there's a feeling, I guess there is that first moment of going forth into that decision and going for it. Because I find myself saying, okay, I can change. Like sometimes that's been a good feeling.
It's because you're second guessing yourself before you even make the choice. And so the attitude that you want to go into this with is the choice in and of itself is not so life-changing. Which would really feel the best to me right now? And then just make whatever choice you make. Don't labor over it, and then make the choice that you've made the best choice by then lining up with it. That is so big. It is so big, because it is contradictory energy that cripples you, that pulls you apart. And when you deliberately line up with the choice that you made, you come into power, you see. And better, even better than that, these individual choices, not one of them are all that important.
Right.
But as you come into the knowledge of your ability to line up with them, and you tune in more and more to who you really are, the power that surrounds you just yields to you better and better buffets from which you're making your choices.
So I'm allowing. Because that's why I feel there's a little, like, big things. Man, I got to figure it out. So many things I got figured out. And this moment, day to day, I feel like this tension in my chest. It's like, I'm like, why am I tense? My life is so great.
Because you've got something stuck in your vibrational craw that goes like, I'm a deliberate creator and I have to be really deliberate about what I do. And we want you to give yourself some credit for the platform that you've surrounded yourself with. We want you to helpfully say, look where I am. There are no more bad choices for me. There aren't any bad choices for me. So I can just go wherever I feel like going. And as you go there, then line up with it. And as you feel that there are no bad choices for you,
and there aren't.
Do you know the plethora of the buffet just gets better and better and better and better and better. And people watching you from the outside, they'll never think it's fair that you've got those choices while they've got these choices. But then they're just learning to play the game, and you already know how to. Good time for segment of reflection.